Screw the preview. I'm not going to do one. Let's talk. I will do a quick score prediction for you guys. 24-20 Giants. Write that down. Yep. I said the Giants are going to win this game. Yeah, I know you're not feeling great as a Giants fan right now, but somebody needs to be a little bit uplifting and upbeat somewhat. But I'm not going to apologize for what I said Tuesday night or Wednesday night, whenever I came out with that video. Because I was pissed off at you guys. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Fire Pat Shurmur. Why? Where does it get you? What does it do? All right, it brings in my guy. Who gives a shit? Your guy may not want Daniel Jones. Your guy may bring in a 4-3 defensive coordinator. You might be okay with those moves, but what happens if the same thing happens next year with more talent on this team and we don't reach the pinnacle where you want to be, and that's the playoffs? What are you going to do then? Fire Dave Gettleman? It doesn't mean the next guy is going to agree with Daniel Jones being the quarterback. Hell, we could be taking a Justin Herbert for all you know. And don't tell me it's not a possibility. Look at what happened with Cliff Kingsbury in Arizona. Well, it seemed to work out so far. You don't know that. You've got to give every positional player 2 to 3 years, or at least 3 years to develop, in my mind, especially if they're young. You can't 100% say, this guy's not worth it, this guy's not worth it, oh, this guy's shit, this guy's shit. No. I see things in Daniel Jones where I could say he's going to be a good quarterback one day. He's not there yet. People want to argue and say he's regressed. From what? What has he regressed from? The Tampa Bay game? Okay, whatever. He's a rookie quarterback. I look at plenty of rookie quarterbacks that had horrible years. And Daniel Jones is playing better than all of them. Troy Aikman was had 6 touchdowns and 18 interceptions in his rookie season. Terry Bradshaw was 6 for 24, meaning 6 touchdowns, 24 interceptions. Peyton Manning was 26 for 28. I'm sorry. You've got to give this kid the ability to learn. As time goes on toward the end of the season, you're going to see more consistency out of Daniel Jones. You're not going to see him make the same mistakes. And teams are going to have to adjust to Daniel. I'm not saying don't ridicule Pat Shurmur. Go ahead and ridicule him. But to fire him, again, I don't see where that leads you. To me, it sure as hell doesn't lead you to the promised land. I see a young team that's inconsistent. Has talent on it, but it's inconsistent. And until it shows me, a full, solid 4 quarters of football and complementary football, I'm not going to sit there and get too high or too low on this team. This team does not quit. It goes out and fights. Yes, the score at the end of the game is not what you want it to be. But for everybody to sit there and wants to knock Pat Shurmur's leadership or knock that he doesn't have the players ready, these players go out and play for Pat Shurmur. Not one of them sits there and goes to the media and says shit like what's happening with Ben McAdoo. And yeah, oh, well, he's not accountable to me. It doesn't matter. He doesn't need to be accountable to you. I'm telling you right now, without a shadow of a doubt, and I'm putting my head out there and I'm putting myself on a limb, you're going to feel better about this Giants team 8 weeks from now than you do right now. For us, I believe this is the lowest point of the season. And I'm not going to sit there and say we're going to win out and go to the playoffs. No. But we're going to end up with one of these records. 5-11, 6-10, 7-9. Or dare I say it, 8-8. And if so be it, and I want it to be one of the upper 3 records. I don't want to end up 5-11. Just so I can say, hey, we improved. And you'll feel better going into next season. We'll pick somewhere in the mid-teens. There's plenty of good players that you can develop and get at the mid-teens. I'm telling you right now, I get it why, if you're a Giants fan, why you're impatient. I get it. I'm impatient too. But you got to know where this is. And I don't see firing Pat Shurmur where it gets us right now. I really don't. I could see it leading down a rabbit hole further. And we're talking about a reset again. Dare I say it, 1-2 years down the road. Because you bring in that new coach and he loses, you're going to want Dave Gettleman's head. You bring in that GM, guess what? He didn't hire that new coach. And now you could have turmoil again. I'm sorry. You've got to stand pat with something. Develop a team. Bring in more talent. Say definitively of Giants fans, if we have a playoff roster, which I think we will have a playoff roster next year. And say, okay, right then and there, Pat Shurmur, it's on you. Pat Shurmur knows he's going to be on the hot seat next year. I don't believe he is this year. Unless he loses out or he just totally loses the locker room. And I don't see that happening. Dave Gettleman won't let that happen. So, either way, it's been one giant rebuttal. Try and grab at the patience you have as Giants fans. And let's see where it goes. But I can tell you right now, you're going to feel better about this team. come week 16. Either way, it's been One Giant Rebuttal. Please like it, subscribe, and go big.